Yo, we live. It's a big day today. It's a big day today for everybody to join in. See, I'm solo dolo today. Solo dolo. Um, Hope everyone's having a great day today. This is Cultivating Conversations with DP Squared, and we have a special guest today. Now, I'll give a little preface before we get straight into that. Today's podcast, my co-host is gone. She left me. Nah, she's just out for today, so we had to find a better replacement. So today, hopefully everyone enjoys the episode. We'll just be talking about, pivoting through life, passions and struggles and obstacles that we all go through to find our way through everything. So I think I got the perfect guest on here today to kind of really, bring that to light. I know for a long time, we both went to the same high school. And honestly, when I first went to high school, in Wakefield, and when I was first coming on the team, he was probably the first person to ever really, bring himself to me, be very open to bringing me as a friend, bringing me on the team. He was one of the coolest people I met at the school. So other than that, though, I'm going to let him introduce himself. I'm not going to take his shine away, but this is my boy, Chris. I'm going to bring him up right now. And hello, mother. Yo, Chris.
Yeah, we good? Y'all can see me?
Yeah, everybody can see. I can hear him. Everything good. Let us know in the comments. I know, Chris, you can't see the comments, but I can see them, so I'm going to let you know what people saying.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can introduce yourself, everything.
Well, what Dre didn't mention is he actually came to the school and he took my spot. He took my number. he took my spot. He put me on the bench. That's what he did. It's like, nah. I've known Dre since high school, and it's been nothing but love. And I'm glad that I cherished every moment with him. But a little backstory with me. My name is Christopher Wilson Jr. I recently just changed my social media handle to Chris Arrow.
Yeah, what does that mean?
We'll get in that later. All right. But I grew up in Danville, Virginia. Around my 10th grade year, I moved to Arlington. That's when I went to Wakefield. I was figuring things out, didn't know exactly what it was I wanted to do. And that's sports-wise. Like, I didn't know what sport I wanted to play. So I was playing basketball, football, track, everything. But I didn't know what was my true aspiration. So I played it all. Once I graduated the year after COVID, so it was kind of hard to get accepted in the schools. I went to Maryland Prep. I went to a prep school for football. Wasn't really the best decision, but I made the best of it. Then I ended up, after that, I committed to Avery University to play football. And now I'm here, freshman year at Avery University. And I'm 19. I'm a freshman, so that's a little brief summary.
Yeah, and it's crazy because coming out of high school, you did, like you say, you did everything, Particularly, you play football, but you also dabbled in music. I know that you was on a lacrosse team recently.
Yes, I'm currently on the lacrosse team.
You're on the lacrosse team, yeah. And then I saw you doing acting too.
And I'm doing acting.
Right. Yeah. I saw you doing a play. Can you talk a little about that? Like, you do so much all at once. Like,
yeah. Okay. So let me tell you the backstory. So, back to the COVID year, back to the COVID to the pandemic. I was like stuck in the house, and sports wasn't even an option during then. So I was like, what is it that I can do that'll like bring me some type of excitement, the same excitement I get from when I play sports? So I was like, TikTok was becoming very, very popular during the time. So I was like, but I was a bit embarrassed and shy to like post like point of views. If you didn't know what a point of view is, like when you just act out a little scene on TikTok. So I said, put my pride aside, and I did it. Everyone was laughing in my comments, like, "What are you doing, Chris? Like, stop it!" And I was like, "Dang,
I remember that.
Yeah, so I was like, man, maybe that's not it for me. So I started making music. I never really uploaded music publicly, but I would post it on my stories and stuff, and people would love listening to it and tell me to get it out there. So so once I came to Avery, I was like, I was walking through a hall, and I seen an audition sign for a play, right? And I was like, it wouldn't hurt to go audition, right? The play
Nah.
was called the play was called The Play That Goes Wrong. So basically, I had absolutely no clue what that meant. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna see what happens, right? So it said put together a 30-second to a minute long monologue, and I'm like, okay. I didn't even really know what a monologue was. So I was like,
Exactly. Yeah.
so I wrote some little serious script, like some mad serious, like, you can't tell me doing all this extra stuff, right? So I call my sister like 30 minutes before I go for my audition. And she's like, Chris, let me see the flyer. And the flyer said comic, like a comedic monologue. So I'm like, yo, I didn't spend all this time putting this serious thing. So I'm like, what can I do? So I call my little brother. I'm like, yo, he's funny. He's a funny guy. I was like, I need something that will give me that niche. It'll like sell me. And I want to get up there and look like I know what I'm doing. So he said, just talk about school. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, just talk about like the downfalls of school and just make
Yeah.
it goofy. And I'm like, okay. So I put together, I don't remember the thing. I think I was talking about how can X and Z equal 2? Like the little corny stuff like that.
Yeah, just
Went in
little
there, I was myself. Yeah, I went in there. Boom, boom. Let's fast forward. I got a lead role, and we sold a lot of tickets, and
wow.
it was big love, right? And my next audition after that was called The Glass Menagerie, and it was something serious, a very soul touching play. I don't even like to think of it as a play. I think it was more so we were telling a story.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so I ended up getting. It casted 4 people. I got a role that I felt like I could really connect to, and I got so much love and so much applause for playing that role.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, this is this is gonna be on my list for my dreams. I want to be an actor. I feel like I could really do this,
Right.
and it brings that excitement that I get from sports. So I was like,
Yeah.
so that's on one of the things I'm talking about. That's how I got into it.
Definitely. And like
Mm-hmm.
you've done, like I said, you've done so much. It's like, I know I haven't in particular like found my true passion that I'm looking for. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, do you think you found that true passion, or you still feel like it's still steps you got to take to get there? Because we're both still so young. It's like
Yeah.
we have so much to accomplish and so much to do. But do you think that like that you have something like maybe making people smile or building your community up? Do you think you have like a true passion you've seen?
Um. So I'm majoring in criminal justice. So I've this is like I said, bro. I dibble and dab in every single thing I can put
Yeah.
my hands on. Like,
Yeah.
um, so I always have like in the back of my head I have a love for like law enforcement. Like I've always thought it'd be pretty cool to be like a special agent of
Mm.
some type in the FBI or CIA. So I always told myself I'm gonna. So right now I'm on track to graduate early
Oh
from
wow.
college. So I always told myself that when I graduate, by the time I graduate, I'm gonna know exactly what it is I want to do, and I want to make that my number one priority. But on my way there, I don't want to just focus on one thing, just in case, because realistic stuff goes wrong. And so
Yeah.
if I had to pick a true like my go to, it would be acting, because I know if I got a call right away that
Mm.
we got an audition for you,
Right.
I'm dropping everything. I'm going straight to it. So
Hmm.
probably yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I personally, I don't think I found my true passion yet. I
Mm-hmm.
think, like you said, experiencing everything and not just putting your mind on like one set goal is a
Yeah.
lot better because, well, at least in my experiences, like you said, like we were both into sports. You're still into sports, but I really just play sports recreationally now. If an
Yeah.
opportunity came, then yeah, maybe I'll play sports, in college or whatever. But my focus is not particularly on that. So
Yeah.
I'm majoring enterprise cybersecurity right now, and I would love to do something in tech, but at the same time, I would love for content creation and the business and building up my community to also take off and do its own thing. So it's like I
Yeah.
don't have a particularly true passion, but I do love building up the people around me,
Now,
seeing,
is it a specific message that you like, not like specific, but of course like a broad message, like one topic that you would like say you have the most passion for expressing to people? Like what would that be?
right. See, that's a great question. I would probably say it would be two. I would definitely say self-fulfillment, doing things
Mm,
that, make yourself happy and not always wanting to make the next person, feel good and then you have to feel good because of them. I would like to preach, self care and, self-help and things of that nature, mental health, all of that. Then also I would say is like community building. I know us as, African Americans, we all have a lot of work to do, just socially, economically, just in a lot of ways we bring each other down, just very judgmental and very, critique of everything that we do. And instead of that, we could flip the script, and then push each other to the next level. That's probably two things I would like to, preach out there and, do the same thing. And at the same time, I know people preach self-fulfillment, but at the same time, you got to find some way to create revenue, at the same time. Like, of course, you can't just live strictly off of, preaching great things. You got to have a way to market yourself, So I would say it'll be those two things. It's just a lot of obstacles, coming your way,
Yeah.
We already.
Now, have you ever thought about like public speaking?
You know what? I took a public speaking class my freshman year. I was so nervous, man. I don't know. I think I would be pretty good at it, but it's just the preparation just makes me super nervous. And also doing the podcast helps too, just kind of voicing your opinion and getting people on like you to kind of voice their own opinion about certain things. Would you do public speaking? I mean, you got a good, character and voice.
Yeah. Shoot, here I am doing theater and acting, and I'm about to say that I'll be shy on stage too. But like before a play, man, like I genuinely I'm so anxious.
Yeah,
and it's not and I feel like it's so hard to overcome that level of anxiety. Like when I get on stage, like my heart is racing. Like for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, man.
And anything can go wrong in my head. Like I could say something completely off topic, but I think if it's if I feel connected to what I'm speaking about enough, like emotionally, then it will overwhelm me in a positive way, and I think I'll be able to.
Definitely.
Yeah, it depends on what I'm speaking on too, though. Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, you being on stage, this is just my personal opinion. I feel public speaking is a lot like less nerve-wracking than being on stage and acting and reciting lines that you have to memorize in front of an audience. I mean, that's big time. Like that's big time.
It is, and people don't understand. Like people, like most people will look at theater and it's like, oh, this big dramatic, like extra scene, but that's not what it is. I feel like now you have certain plays and stuff that will tend to be in that category, but that's not everything. And I feel like each act tells a story in a way. So and it's not easy remembering all those lines. Like it's not and on top of being on the stage, it's insane. But we figure out a way to do it and get it done and put on a good show.
Yeah. How many plays have you done so far? So just 2?
So no, 3. Okay, so we have each semester we have a play and we have a musical. And in the middle, we have a cabaret, which is just like they just sing and stuff. But I'm not the musical type of guy. So I've auditioned for the 2 plays this year. So we had one last semester and this semester. I auditioned for both of them, and I got a lead role in both of them. So so far I'm 2 for 2. 2 for 2,
yeah.
2 for 2.
So. Jumping into something that I think we all go through is like obstacles. I mean, being that coming out of high school, COVID, that's an obstacle right away. But what are some personal obstacles that, you think you go through that maybe block you from, reaching that passion sometimes? And I can speak for myself right now. I have a lot of mental blocks sometimes and just not feeling like I'm doing enough, that sometimes in my mind, I feel like I'm being lazy or not achieving, what I want to in my life at the moment. But at the same time, you have to give yourself the benefit of the doubt because, everyone has their own pace. It's step by step. It's a process to get where you want. And, that's just for me, my obstacles. But like, do you have any that you think you can name?
To piggyback off of what you said about the mental break, I definitely have a lot of those, but I think specifically, probably be like a confidence thing. Ooh, yeah. Like in basketball, for instance, my issue is I wasn't confident in anything I was doing. So I never could reach my like true ability. So I would definitely say a big confidence thing. If whatever I'm doing, if I'm confident, I'm like in my mind, I'm like 100% gonna succeed.
Right.
Like in a confidence, I feel like it's also being self assured. Like you gotta know what you're getting into. You gotta know what you're doing, and you have to be able to accept negative outcomes in a way.
Yeah.
So I feel like my biggest obstacle would definitely be like a self thing rather than trying to put the blame on anybody or anything else. So,
So it's not really like outside factors that are really affecting you like substantially.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know everyone's situation, but some people watching this situation may be different where it is an outside factor. But most of the time, I like to put myself as the blame. That way, I myself the best critique, and I can overcome whatever it is.
Do you think that puts a lot of pressure on you, like when you do things?
I mean, it does, but it's all like a preparation thing. So I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. If it's too much pressure, then I'm probably gonna mess up, and I feel like I will learn from that mistake and be able to be prepared for the next time it comes around. In a way,
I agree. I definitely agree with that. I agree that self pressure can be too much, but at the same time, when you don't have a scapegoat to blame on things that happen, then you are just like self reflect a lot better. Completely, I completely.
Exactly.
My mom said, I guess for both of us, she said, "What about modeling? I know you got into fashion recently. Are you into like modeling, or that's the thing you would do?" I would.
I think that's a you question. You be putting that. Oh, I'll be before I post. I'm like, let me see if this is something that matches. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'll have to be more experienced in the dressing before I hop on the stage. What about you though? I think
that I would model. I think it's just I just have to, like you say, it's a confidence thing.
Yeah.
It's easy to just, put a picture out there or just put on some clothes for the day. But when you actually have to walk, I guess down the way or go on stage, it just, everything is just kind of like just got to tell yourself to do it at the end of the day. I know that's something I've been thinking about for a long time, clothes and stuff, but I've taken it to the next level, like since I've gotten to college. And people have asked me, even in school, like there's like modeling clubs or like fashion clubs, and I just haven't taken the initiative to join. But I
got a question. Have you like when you're like in school, like I see on your Instagram, like you're always like dressing up and stuff. But when you're like going to class, do you still like dress up, or do you just wear it?
You know what? I do dress up, but not to that magnitude at all. Like think about like high school dressing. Like you just kind of nice pants, nice shoes, a nice shirt, clothes like that. Sometimes you really gotta take it to the next. Like at your school, do you have like activity hours or like special days when
events and stuff? Oh, you're talking about like a day, like a specific like for like Hoco week or something like that.
Yeah, like something like that, like something that's special, I guess you could say. That's when I try to put something on, really, to kind of like stand out. But Chris Burton said, "Don't think about what other people think about the fit. Just be you." That's a fact. That's a fact. Definitely, when you wear clothes, you definitely can't think about what other people's opinions are. Because that's where you lose that confidence. You thinking about think about you. Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
And everyone, I feel like, oh my bad. I feel like everyone's gonna have I feel like everyone's gonna have a different opinion as far as fashion. Like everyone's eye is different. That's why you can't just base it off of one thing.
I hate when people call people's outfits trash. Like so.
You can't do that.
No, you can't do everything's subjective. It's like you can't tell somebody something is trash when it's what they like. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I tell people that all the time, and they'll just be like, "Nah, that's a trash fit."
No, it can't be trash.
It can't be like you got some favorite places to shop though.
Top. Besides thrift shopping, I'll probably say like I'm not gonna lie, Forever 21 got some tough stuff. Or Urban Outfitters.
Man, I haven't been to the mall in a while, like to actually shop, like in a while.
What do you order your stuff?
You said that again?
You order your stuff? You order your stuff?
Grail, it's like a thrift shop, but online.
Online, yeah, I know Grail.
Yeah, Grail, Depop, stuff like that. But like I haven't been in stores in a while. I probably need to do that. Like, I know Zara has nice stuff, like good good basics.
H&M.
H&M has the basics, you
Mm-hmm.
know, stuff like that. Uniqlo has the basics.
Yeah.
PacSun got the tees, all that. But
Tyson.
not to get off topic by too much, but so
He's a big fashion guy, y'all. Big fashion
right, we get the rambling.
guy.
But so I know that even when we are, you know, doing things in life, you know, we're pivoting, trying to get to, you know, a certain point or a certain goal. There's like key steps to where we want to get there, like key steps to success. So I mean, I think off the top, I don't think it's about being like rich or poor or having this amount of money, or you know, you're in this state of your life. But you know, keys ways to get into successful is again self-fulfillment. You know,
Yeah.
it's less about what you can show for or what you can give to the next person, but more so what you do for yourself. Because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, not to be that guy, but we're all going to be, you know, buried, and your money don't die with you. You know, so.
Yeah.
In your life now, do you have any aspects where you know, day by day routines or things you remind yourself to keep that, you know, success flowing, or keep the things like that in your mind, keep doing?
I feel like at the end of the day, I have my dreams and aspirations. Like and if I want to turn those dreams into goals, then I have to have that set in my mind. That
Yeah,
and no one can tell me otherwise.
right,
So I feel like waking up every morning and thinking about like you're gonna be the next big actor, you're gonna be the next big special agent. Uh, if I have that in the back of my mind, then I know that I'm gonna do everything in my power to stay on the right track, stay
right.
focused, block out all the negative thoughts and opinions, and just focus on what I got to do to get there. I feel like that will be my personal biggest key to success.
Hmm. Somebody has a question for you. Somebody said, what motivates you?
What motivates me?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Let's get specific. Okay,
Okay.
so
Uh,
playing sports,
yeah.
playing football specifically. Like my mom would always say, um, uh, "Junior boy, when you get that big NFL check, you
Right.
gonna buy mom my house.
Yeah.
You gonna buy me." And I feel like that stuck with
Yeah.
me like
That's facts.
forever.
Mhm.
And a times when I get down on myself, like man, it's too hard.
Yeah.
I'm in the back of my head. Well, if it's too hard, then your mom ain't gonna get that house.
That's a
Now,
fact.
not saying like specifically that I got my mom a house, but I feel like that when I'm in a situation when I can't do that, then I know I've made it.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like the idea of it. It's not
Yeah,
really about what she's saying, but it's the idea of making it there.
exactly,
I get that.
exactly.
Exactly. That's
Hmm.
definitely a big motivation factor. It's like I tell people all the time, if you don't do better than your parents, there's like not literally, but I always say like, what were you born for? Like if you're not doing better than your parents and then feeding your parents, you know, the life that they wanted prior or that you should be achieving, then it's like, what's the point?
Yeah,
That keeps me going, you know.
you got it.
Always,
I feel like we got to give it back. You
exactly.
know?
Exactly. It's like they
Hmm.
put you in a position to succeed. Well, now it's time to do it, you know. So I
Exactly.
always keep that in mind. Time is dwindling down, but I'm trying to lock these in. Okay, so big question here. You already talked about like being a special agent, and you know you still got acting career, football career, lacrosse, you know, music career, everything. Do you
Yeah.
have an ultimate goal or like an ultimate career plan? It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, about work or about a job. Just do you have a goal in life that you want to fulfill, like just entirely?
I just like I be realistic with myself, right?
Uh,
And this is back to the parents, not just parents, but my family. I like keeping it real. We all got a time we're gonna go, like
yeah,
right,
yeah.
and like so I got six siblings. They're gonna hate me for messing this up. I think I got six.
6.
Yes, we gonna go with six, and
Okay.
and, and we all have different paths we
Yeah.
have to go. But I feel like we at some point we're all gonna go, and one of us is gonna have to bury the other. And I just know that I my goal is to be able to get to where I want to get in life, and be able to spread what I've done for myself onto my siblings and onto my family. And
Yeah.
I like my biggest thing is just I want to make everyone around me who's made me happy happy. Like
Mm,
like giving it back. Like
giving it
you
back.
know.
Yep.
Hmm.
That's a great ultimate goal.
No, my only goal is to get a i8 BMW. That's what it is.
That's all you
That's what it is.
Nah, that's what's gonna come with it though. I feel like everything you put into the world, it comes back in some form. You know, it doesn't have to be materialistic or, you know, it just always comes back to, you know, the positivity that you give to other people is reciprocated. Definitely. I definitely feel that. Okay, let's hop into some rapid fire real quick. Like, first I want to know what's up with the app. You say you're gonna tell me about the app.
The act.
The app, yeah, your new Instagram app.
Oh, okay. The app. Okay,
Yeah.
so I made it like 2 days ago. I was sitting with one of my older brothers, Zaire. Shout out Zaire. I was sitting with him, and I was also talking to my twin sister. I got a twin sister, and I was talking to my mom, and we was like, okay, so my last Instagram handle was CJ Quattro, and it was just CJ4, and I feel like that was just too basic. I feel like anybody can make that name, so I was like, what can I make that's gonna sell, like, me as a whatever I choose to be. That's appropriate and mature, and that could just stick with me forever. So I was like, Chris Arrow, like ARROW. And I was like, that just like sounds like a perfect stage name. But I feel like it's not unique enough. So we basically just switched the letters around, and it was like Chris Arrow, and we just spelled arrow differently. So ARROH. And I feel like the arrow just means like just aim for your target. Whatever it is, just aim for your target, you know? And I'm also big into, like, I love Egypt mythology and stuff. Like, I got a whole tattoo of Egypt and stuff. Nothing like culture based that I'm connected to, but I just was also always fascinated by it. And they use bow and arrow, so that's my connection to that.
You know, it's crazy. Another thing, like, arrow always goes forward. It's never.
It does.
You can't really shoot an arrow backwards. I just kind of.
You can't.
That's actually kind of smart. So it's
that,
like
I'm about to steal that though.
So it's like arrow, not a row. It's arrow.
Arrow. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I actually like that. Next, let's see. Who's your number one role model?
Oh, okay. Chris Brown.
Like the singer, the actor, everything.
The singer, the act. He does everything.
That's true. Like,
he doesn't just make music. He acts. He dances.
Everything.
He paints.
Yeah, he does.
He's athletic. He plays basketball. He does everything, you know.
He does.
And also he has great music, of course.
Yeah.
And let me add one more thing. And young in his career, he made a mistake. And he's overcome it, and he accepted he paid the repercussions, he accepted the consequences, and he's overcome it, and he kept going. So right.
Definitely had to throw that in.
Yes, I had to for sure.
When you think of your childhood, what immediately comes to mind?
Now, like, is this like one word or?
I don't even know. I'm trying to think too. Like,
how about you go first? You got it.
When I think of my childhood, what comes to mind? Dang, I would say experience straight through. My mom and my dad were very adamant on taking me and my sister to places that we never been before, that we could experience a lot of, you know, trips and amusement parks, and not necessarily saying like my parents were wealthy, but they just wanted us to do things that they couldn't. So I would say my childhood, like, it just experience. I've definitely done a lot more than the average kid, and I'm super grateful for that. Like, I would never take that for granted. So yeah, experience, that's mine.
You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, you can experience. I can't go wrong with that.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, experience is in the back of my head. You stole it. Yeah. Okay.
We could double it up.
Let's go experience. I feel like let's make it a different meaning though. Everything happens for a reason in my life.
That's a fact.
And I feel like you have to learn from the good and the bad. And I think that means experience, you know? Yeah. Okay, let's put experience / memories. There we go. Let's leave you with that.
Experience / memories. The struggles definitely define who you are today. Okay.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
This has been a great episode. We are dwindling down in time. This 30 minutes act like it wasn't 30 minutes, like 10 minutes. But
I know, man. That's crazy.
Me and Days usually have a thing we do at the end. Do you have any shout outs to anyone, anything, something that's going on in your life that you want to tell to the people before we get up out of here?
Okay. I just got a new puppy. Her name is Gray. It's a German Shepherd. We're gonna shout her out.
Y'all
Her
heard
little
out.
bad tail.
You have that at school or at home?
At home. At home.
So yeah. Let me see if I got any shout outs for today. Actually, I'm gonna shout you out, man. You came over here.
Appreciate it.
You came over here acting like this wasn't your first time. It didn't seem like you was nervous at all, even if you may have been. A lot of people come on here, you know, they don't have a lot to say, or they just feel kind of like stagnant in their words. But now you were straightforward, straight through. Great talk, great conversation. It was a great episode today. Happy you could jump to on such short notice. I just messaged you like 2-3 days ago.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Definitely, man. We could definitely do this again, man. And we could talk about different topics. You know, it could be things that where we're just going back and forth and, you know, less of an interview style, and we could just be on here just like, you know, dual host, you know, when my sister can't make it. So the people definitely like you, of course. My mom.
Thank you again. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
This was a great experience, man.
Yeah, man. So we can definitely do it again though. But thanks everyone for watching. This is Cultivating Conversations with Chris Wilson, my boy from high school. Thank y'all for watching. We're gonna catch y'all in the next episode. I got a soccer game to play. I'm gonna see y'all later. My mom said thank you. My mom said thank you for joining too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having Dre. He's great.
All right, y'all. We're gonna see y'all later. All right, peace out.
All right, y'all.